Hello and welcome back. So in the previous video, we saw the service bus queues and we created a sample queue on the Azure portal. In this video, we are going to create a topic and we'll also create multiple subscribers called subscriptions to this topic in the Azure portal. So quickly, let's review again what are these topics, right? So topic is very similar to a queue, right? But it can have multiple subscriptions. That's the main difference between a topic and a queue. So here in the image, you can see there is one sender that's sending message to a queue, but then on the other side, instead of one, we have multiple receivers, right? And you use a topic instead of a queue when you want to have multiple subscribers or when you want the message to be delivered to more than one systems, right? Let's take a look at one actual scenario where this would be a good use of a topic, right? So in the same scenario that we reviewed in the last video, where CRM system is generating a lot of custom related data changes, right? And all of the data needs to be synced with a system. Now, let's say in the same case, you have multiple systems that needs the change in the CRM, right? So CRM is now sending the messages to the topics instead of the queue, right? So now that because the CRM is sending this data to the topic, we can add multiple subscribers, more than one systems can now get a copy of the exact same message, right? So this is heavily used in any kind of enterprise integration. The messaging scenarios are everywhere. So the messaging scenarios in the enterprise integration space would make use of these topics a lot of times. A lot of times you would have if your architectural is based on the publish and subscribe mechanism, for example, right? So you have one integration that's receiving data from the publisher, and then you can have multiple integration that reads from the same published data, right? And then on in the future also you may have other system that would want the same data, right? In this case, topics are based use case scenarios, right? Let's go ahead and build a topic and let's give it a sample subscribers on the Azure portal. Okay, so we are back on the Azure portal, right? And let's go back to the home page. And now let's click on this service bus, right? So because queues and topics, they both are part of the service bus offerings, right? So let's go into this service bus option. And here, this is the service bus namespace that we created. Let's click on that. And now here you can see that we created one queue, right? Now next to the queue, there's something called topic, right? So let's create a topic. And I'm going to give this a name, CRM inbound topic, and we'll leave the rest of the properties as is and create. So now it's going to create that topic for us, right? So here we can see next to these queues there is another tab called topics. Here we see the topic has been created for us, right? So now, unlike the queue, right, messages are not directly read from the topic. You need to create a subscriber on this topic, right? So here we can see another option that allows us to create subscription on this topic. So let's create a subscription. So CRM has sent the data. I'll give it a name of ERP customer data. That's one system, for example. And I'll just leave 10, which is default. For the delivery count, I'll leave the rest of the properties as is. They're all self-explanatory, by the way. So if you read them, for example, auto delete after idle for 14 days. So 14 days, if there's no one subscribing to this message, it would be deleted automatically, right? So if you want this to forward to another queue or topic, you can use that here. Right? Sessions, we'll use sessions in the upcoming videos. We'll learn more about sessions in the later topics, right? So let's leave all of the default properties as is, and let's create this. So we've just created a subscription called ERP customer data. Let's add another subscription and let's call ecom customer data. Let's leave this to 10 as a default, and then let's create. Okay, so we've just created two subscription on the topic of the CRM inbound customer data. So whenever the CRM would transmit this customer data to this one topic, a copy of this message would be received by both ERP system and the e-commerce system, right? So this is very easier to work with because you're now dealing with the very user-friendly and intuitive Azure portal, right? In the next video, we are going to use one of the third-party tools to access the service bus queues and topics and the messages inside those queues and topics, right? Stick around for the next one. See you in the next one. Thank you.